Hello, everybody. Monica here. I wanted to jump in with your short 5-minute therapy session for today. And, we've been having all this party here with the lives and talking with our experts and guests who are going to join the Wellbeing Mastery. And I wanted to bring a bit of actually guidance for you on how to take care of your body, because it's not all about watching YouTube videos. It's not all about talking and listening to others. We actually have to care for our body in a physical way, helping them with different therapies, exercises, self-treatment methods. And so this is why I'm here for you, to help you out with simple things that you can implement today. Actually, I will ask you to please, after you've watched that, go ahead and try it out, okay, for 5 minutes. Because remember, we are 5-minute therapy with myofascial release. So I'm actually hanging on the floor here because I'm going to show you some simple exercises. And what I want to talk about is actually the pelvis. So where is the pelvis? What is the pelvis? So in Latin, pelvis, actually, let me actually move here. See if we can point the camera a little lower. Okay, so pelvis. There's 2 hip bones, one on left, one on the right. You can feel them with your fingers. It's a part of your pelvis. In Latin, as I was starting to say, the pelvis means a basin, right? A bowl. So we always ask and see, if you think about a bowl, you're holding a bowl in your hands. Is it actually balanced? Can it hold water? Okay. Or, so is it spilling water because it's out of balance? Maybe it's sort of twisted, not sitting on the right surface. So if we think about our pelvis, which is that basin, that foundation for our body, the foundation for our spine, for our neck, for our head, for our shoulders, actually it's also influencing how we stand on the ground. So when that basin, when that foundation that's holding our gravity center is out of balance, if it's tipped or torqued, is going to be spilling water, right? It's not going to be giving us that foundation on which to stand straight and have our body aligned. And alignment in our body is really number one for us to feel functional. If your pelvis is not in the right place in the body, if it's torqued, twisted, if there's a significant restriction in the motion, in the mobility of the pelvis, you will probably develop problems with your lower back. You will probably develop problems with your neck, maybe headaches, migraines, jaw pain. You may actually suffer from pain in your feet, or what they call plantar fasciitis. All those symptoms actually can potentially be a result of pelvis not being balanced, not giving us the right foundation, spilling water, right? Actually not having that ability to hold our body and hold our spine in a straight aligned way. So with myofascial release therapy, we often start with looking at, where is your pelvis? How is it sitting in your body? Is it restricted? Is it tipped? Is it torqued? And sometimes it is a little hard to actually know ourselves, because we don't see ourselves from the outside. We get used to how we are. But, if you go out in public, maybe you go to a restaurant, or maybe you've been traveling and went to an airport, and you see a lot of people. If you kind of look around, it's very interesting. You may see how they are walking a little askew. Maybe you notice that one hip is higher than the other. Maybe their spine is a little torqued. A lot of people, unfortunately, we see around that have never been guided properly to have that foundation balanced. And then, you probably yourself or you have friends who have developed back pain, problems with headaches, migraines, all that stuff. So balancing the pelvis is number one. So I want to show you a couple things of how you can start, and we're going to be talking more about that. I will show you again how to use the myofascial release therapy ball to help that out. But today I want to give you a very simple, short exercise that you can do on your own at home, okay, without any tools. So let's get to it. So I'm going to actually be laying down on the floor. So let me get my camera positioned. And first of all, I want to here we go. Let me see if you will be able to see my pelvis. So I do tend to have a bit of a rotation in my pelvis. I keep on working on it. It feels pretty balanced right now, but I'm just touching the hip bones here. So you feel that firmness of the bone, right? You can go a little bit under it. If you're not perfect, don't worry about that. It's hard to see on the camera. It's not giving us a clear picture of my alignment, but I do feel like my right hip actually feels a little higher right now. So I'm not going to be thinking much about it though. I'm not going to be worried about, how many millimeters is my pelvis off. What I'm going to do is just go through an exercise that will help me balance the pelvis right now, okay? So even if it's balanced already, this exercise is still good. It's not going to hurt anything, or it's not going to actually put you out of balance. So I'm going to lay down on the floor. Make sure that you can see me properly here. Okay. I want you to be able to see my legs. So, all right, let me relax my head on the mat. I'm going to take a deep breath. My knees are bent, and I'm just starting, as we always are starting our 5-minute therapy, with just connecting with my body. Taking a deep breath, exhaling, letting everything go. All right, just checking that you can see my legs. Okay, good. So we're just kind of going into that place where our mind is quieting down and we connecting through the breath, breathing through the whole body again. Filling the body with breath, exhaling. And you may notice I have my hands right on those hip bones here. So I'm just really gently, with very soft hands, I'm just connecting with my pelvis. And I can picture in my mind, how the pelvis looks like. You can imagine that bowl, that basin. Ask yourself, is it holding water? Is it spilling water? But not worrying about it. You don't have to know. It's just about connecting and being present to our body in this moment. So I'm going to show you a little simple thing to do. So I'm going to take my right, okay? So it's very important. Remember, this is the right foot. And so everybody is very different, but this is a very step-by-step exercise that I want you to follow directly without making any adjustments as much as you can. I will talk more about modifications if you cannot be in this position a little later, okay? to actually hold our pelvis in a better. Just going to move my hips a little bit. And now we're going to the other side. I'm placing my right foot, my left foot. Okay, I'm placing my left foot on my right thigh. On this side 3 times. Okay. Relax. To this. So before I go there, I'm going to just, oh, my hair got all messy. So you may be like, why am I doing this 4 times or 3 times? So there is a deeper reason to that. Most people have a specific rotation where the right hip is actually more involved, and that just happens. It is a statistic, but I would say probably 99% of our viewers today, and probably 99% of the population in the United States has a rotation where the right hip is tipped a little forward and the left hip is tipped a little back. And this is why we are doing it this time. So again, we're going to be pressing with the right foot on the left thigh, counting to 4, and actually repeating this 4 times. Then we're going to switch, press the left foot into the right thigh, repeat that 3 times, and then again switch 4 times, right foot against the left thigh. All right, I went through that. That's always a mouthful. But it is important to go through that little routine following those numbers, okay? We most of the time in myofascial release, we're very open. We don't follow any mathematical rules or having to repeat something in a certain way. But with this particular exercise, it's actually a muscle activation exercise. It helps to activate muscles that are going to pull your pelvis back into alignment. So it's an important part of the overall, strategy on how to keep our pelvis aligned as a good balanced foundation for the rest of our body. So I want to encourage you to try that out and just tell me how it went. If you have questions, if you want me to repeat again how to do it, I'll be more than happy. Before we let you go and try it out, I want to show you something. Let me grab my blog. So I like to grab I have a yoga block. You can grab anything that's vaguely this size. A book would work, a basketball, that size, a little bigger, but also works. So what I'm gonna do, again, lay on the floor and see if you can see my legs, I hope. Okay, let's move the camera. All right. So I'm going to place that block between my thighs. And I'm just, after I've done the exercise with muscle activation for the pelvis, I'm going to just squeeze the block. Woo! And I heard a click in my right side, which is good. If you hear clicks, it's actually the pelvis going back into balance. I'm just squeezing with my inner thighs, activating. I'm really being mindful to keep my jaw and my neck relaxed. I'm not working from my neck or jaw. I'm just using my inner thighs and pelvis. And so I'm just going to squeeze a couple times and count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let go. Again. 1, 2, 3. Let go. This is a very good way of finishing up this exercise. Again, it helps us activate the pelvic muscles and hold our pelvis. So remember, today we talked about the pelvis and how important it is to have it balanced, because if our foundation, if our pelvis, our center of gravity is off balance, everything up from there is going to be suffering. And this is how we develop back pain, neck pain, migraines, jaw pain, all sorts of unpleasant symptoms that so many people are unfortunately, struggling with these days. So one more thing, if you are not able to do it the way I'm showing because you have injuries, maybe you're not able to raise your foot that high, you can always do this. Let me show you again. Do something simple. Actually, have your leg straight. And I do want to encourage you to try both, with your leg straight and your leg bent. These are a little different. So try them out. So this may be a little easier for you, right? If you're not able to lay on the floor, you can lay on the bed. Like to be on the floor just to have that good firm foundation. And I also want to encourage you to try both of those versions. See which one you like better, which one you feel like you can actually engage with more ease. And remember, every single exercise that you're doing with your body, start with taking deep breaths, start with connecting with your body and actually being able to feel into those areas that and if you cannot feel, just allow yourself to be aware of that. And then as you progress, you'll be able to connect with your body more and more. All right, so this is for today. Let me know in the comments if you have questions about it, if I have to repeat or maybe remind you on what the steps are. Remember, we're going to be doing right foot on the left thigh 4 times, counting to 4 each time. Then switch left foot on the right thigh, counting to 4 3 times only, and then again 4 times right foot on the left thigh. All right, I went through that. So proud of myself. I actually can remember those numbers. So let me know how it went, how it felt, and if you have questions about the pelvis. I am looking forward to hearing from you guys. Bye.